how to move your motorcycle by hand around your home, in the garage or on the drive. Catch you inside.
RevelatorAlf.
Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf. Hope you're all well in these testing times. So this video is purely about how to actually physically move your motorcycle to either park it or to move it from the park position before you can start riding it off. Now, I get lots of questions about this from various people who email in to say they either got a new bike and they want to know how to move it around, or they're swapping to a big heavy bike and they want to know what some techniques are, but also maybe they might be having a physical disadvantage, and I'm talking about height and leg length, that might make the job a little bit harder. Okay, let's just get into some basics first of all, and then we'll discuss afterwards. Okay, so you can move your motorcycle in the traditional way. Just grab the handlebars by the hand grips, lift the bike off its side stand, just find that balance point, and that's where the motorcycle would just be very easy to maneuver. Lift up the side stand so it's not interfering with you actually moving the bike, and then just push it either forwards or backwards on the handlebars. Now that works if you're on level ground. If you've got any kind of incline or kind of unstable terrain, let's say you maybe got some stones or gravel or something, you may want to consider actually sitting on the bike and then using your feet, let's say, just to paddle yourself forward or backwards. Again, if that's on level ground. Just be very careful with the kind of footwear that you've got, and also what the terrain is like, because let's say if you've got gravel underneath, you could easily lose your footing and the bike can go all over the place, and that will be a bit of a bad day for you. The other way of actually moving the bike is to, especially if you're reversing it, is to actually hold onto the handlebar one hand with your left hand, which on the clutch side here, and actually place your hand on the seat and then push the motorcycle with the seat, but actually steer it with the handlebar. Keep the bike in the upright position, so that would be the easiest way for the bike to move. If you try and incline the bike left and right, what's going to happen is that you're going to have a lot of a more down force and a side force on the bike, which can make it harder to move. Okay, let's talk about trying to maneuver the bike on an incline. Okay, so let's say you've got a bit of a raised lip going into your garage, or you've got a bit of a climb to go onto your drive. When actually trying to reverse a bike, push a bike back up, isn't going to work at all. You're going to be working really hard, and also you could easily lose your footing as well. So I would say do not do that. If you can, actually drive up or ride up your bike up the hill and then into your garage, let's say. And then what you need to do, if you need to pull it out, then go on the bike. And actually what I would do is get the bike in gear, sit on the bike, get the bike in gear, pull in the clutch, and then reverse it out slowly. If you start to lose control of the bike as you're reversing downhill, all you need to do is apply a bit of front brake or just let go of the clutch, and because it's in gear, it will automatically stop. If you're actually got your feet on the ground all the time, then the bike is not going anywhere. Now all you do is reverse your bike to a flat area and then be on your way. Okay, let's just say you have to maneuver your bike into a very tight area, or you're trying to actually reverse it or park it into a very tight area in your garage, but you kind of have to lean the bike on its side at an angle just to get it in there. Okay, in these situations where you've got your bike in an awkward position and you might not be able to handle it properly, let's say, in other words, lift the bike up vertically, I would always say have the side stand down, because if you lose control of the bike, you automatically know that you can just drop the bike down at a side stand and the bike won't fall over. Now, especially for heavier bikes, always approach the bike from the left hand side, the clutch side, where the side stand is down or up, and actually just maneuver the bike from that. If you try and grab the bike from the other side, the throttle side, what could happen is that you could easily lose your balance, lose control of the bike as well. So always try and go from the left hand side. Now let's just say you're really uncomfortable about moving the bike backwards, it's on a bit of an incline, you've got a wide garage and you want to be able to turn the bike. Well, you could do it in a level way. You could just go a bit forward and then turn the bars and paddle yourself backwards and then go forward again and then turn it back again. And you could do this all with your own power, let's say, with your own body power. However, don't forget that you can actually use the motorcycle engine, start it up and actually help you to move it forward, and then you just paddle back and move it back, as you know. And anytime you want to disengage the bike from moving forward, you just pull in the clutch and apply the brake. So it's exactly the same way. You're just using a combination of yourself but also the engine of the motorcycle to help you maneuver that bike around. Okay, let's just say you're really struggling to move the bike forward. Well, there's another way in which you can do this. You can use something like this. Now this is just a ramp board which you could easily make at home, and what you need to do, you can just ride the bike up the front wheel, up the ramp a little bit, and then just let gravity let you push you back down again. Then as you're coming off the ramp, you turn the handlebars, and that will allow you to reverse and turn at the same time. Once you've reached that furthest point that you can't turn anymore, then what you do, you put the side stand down, get the bike on its side, then go and pick this up, reposition it, and then go and sit on the bike again and ride it up here again, and then let gravity do its job. This seems quite cumbersome, but I suppose this might really work for somebody who might be have shorter legs, let's say, might not be as tall to be able to handle a heavy bike, so your physical geometry isn't going to work that great. Obviously, the bigger you are, the taller you are, the bigger you are physically, the easier it's going to be to maneuver your bike. The shorter you are, the lighter you are in comparison to the bike, the harder it's going to be. So anything that you can do, either by using engine power or any kind of ramps, that's going to work for you. Now, this really comes from the off-road riding world with big adventure bikes. Actually, what you want to do is use the terrain to be able to ride the front wheel up, and then you can just reverse by gravity assisting you to push you back. Physically trying to push the bike back may not work. You could try and put on the front brake, push on the front forks, and then let the bike compress back, and that might pull you back. But if you're a shorter person, that's not really going to work either. So you need to be able to work with the problems that you've got. If you can, always try the easiest solution first of all. If you can just ride your bike in one way and then ride it forward out another way, if you can turn the motorcycle, let's say, always do that. If you can find something on the market, let's say like a motorcycle dolly that you can actually put your bike on and turn the bike around in a tight area, maybe invest in something like that. You may have seen some people actually trying to lean their bike on their side stand and then pivot it on the side stand in a tight area. That works for sports bikes, that works for small motorcycles. It doesn't work for big heavy bikes and cruisers and tourers. It just doesn't work. The geometry is all wrong, the weight is all wrong, it won't work. Anyway, I hope you found that useful. I say it's one of those things that you're going to have to practice with, and you're going to have to find a way that works with you, your body shape and your dimensions, and the actual bike that you've got. On level ground, it's going to be a lot easier than on any incline. Never try and reverse up an incline, or push the bike up an incline, I should say, because that's going to work against you. So if you have to roll down a hill, then either have the bike in gear and just pull in the clutch, or apply the brake just to control your roll back on any kind of hill. If you can use anything to your advantage to help you with turning the bike or rolling the bike backwards, then do that. But having the bike upright, that's going to be your biggest and safest way to move the bike. Have your hand on the seat and steer with the handlebars. That's going to be the easiest way to do it. Now, in most cases, I would always say have the jiffy stand or the side stand up, but actually in some cases having the side stand down, and if you're really not sure, that's a last way to protect yourself and the bike, just in case you lose control of it. Right, anyway, hope you found that useful. So this is quite a few emails that I get on this very thing. It is one of those things just to look at the terrain that you've got, look at the bike that you've got, see how you fit on the bike, see if you can be flat-footed on the floor with your feet, and always try to have some kind of sensible footwear when you're maneuvering the bike, you know, because you want something that's going to grip the surface as well. So it really depends how confident you are as well, but always try and maneuver with something with good shoes or boots or something like that, and that will help you keep your feet planted on the floor whilst you're moving the bike. Anyway, hope you found that useful. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share, and check out the website RevelatorAlf.com, and I'll catch you again. Ta-da.